She was, well, I think she was, I guess, growing up then, but she was mentally handicapped.
Oh, okay.
So, but she knew who people were. It was just she had a mental handicap, and nice little lady. But and I don't know when she passed. I think she did pass away. They were trying to think what street, maybe Cunningham. Next street over is where they lived.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You know your least favorite memory about being at Mervyn Cons?
Guess when I got chewed out.
I could see that. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Did they let married women work in the store? Did married women work there?
Yes, I think most of them were probably
Okay.
married.
And single
of them
women
were.
too?
Yeah, I think they probably had some of both.
Were they forced to quit when they got pregnant?
You know, I don't know that. I really don't know.
Oh, you're a man,
Yeah, I
so
wouldn't know.
I got you.
I don't recall anybody being in that situation. I don't recall anybody having to leave because of that.
Maybe they just left before they even
Even showed.
Mhm.
Could be.
Were there racial or ethnic distinctions in the jobs at Mervyn Cons?
They did have both black and white people working there, but the black people were janitors. Yeah, they were. No,
Okay.
no, I don't mean to be.
Oh no, you tell the
sarcastic
truth.
about
No,
it, yeah.
good.
But
Absolutely.
back then it was different than it is now. Yeah.
Were they allowed to shop there, black people?
Oh yeah, I think they were. Yeah, I think we had some black customers. Sure did. Yeah.
Were there German immigrants allowed to work there?
Uh,
Or did y'all have any?
we had quite a few customers from the Roberts Cove.
Mm-hmm.
They were actually they were second or third generation Germans, probably a lot of them. But we had quite a few. The farmers would come in and get their whatever they needed if they needed tools or boats and such as that. They had a lot.
Did they work there, or?
I'm sure there was some that worked. Some of the younger generation did work there. I would almost say positively they did.
Were there seasonal fluctuations in business?
Yeah, I would think probably your holidays like Christmas and Easter and
Were big sellers?
big sellers. But certain departments like I guess your Easter more in the ready-to-wear department probably, and
Girls' dresses,
and
women's hats.
hardware had a lot of toys. We specialized in toys and for Christmas. So yeah, there was a lot of seasonal stuff, fluctuation there.
You think it was hard to get a promotion in the store? Did some people get promotions? Did some people not get promotions? What was a normal thing?
I wasn't there long enough to even get a promotion. I was told before I left to go to my 2 months training, that I would get a raise when I came back, and then when I came back, my job had been filled. I didn't question it.
Could they do that? I thought you couldn't do that, or is that a new law?
Oh, this was the 50s and 60s. It was different now. The laws have changed since then.
That could have been. I didn't know if that was a new thing, because I know now if somebody goes in the service, you have to give it
hire
back.
me back.
Yes, because they serve in their country.
It has changed some since then. Yeah.
I was just wondering, if that was in law, then it probably wasn't.
No. Matter of fact, the minimum wage law wasn't in full effect back then. I don't think, because we didn't work by the hour. We worked by the month.
Right, which I thought was interesting too, because whatever time you come in, you're not getting paid by the hour.
No.
Do you think that
they shouldn't have been able to chew me out?
I was thinking that, but I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's the way it is.
Do you think that men and women or blacks and whites got paid differently?
I would think the men probably got paid a little bit better, especially if they were married and had a family. They were probably paid better. Which, if you think about it, it's probably, the right thing. But I don't know. I don't know what the scales were. You know, whether the women got more than it, but I would think that probably the men got more. I don't know. Or for the same job, I don't know.
That's what I mean. Do you remember some of like your regular customers?
Yeah. Matter of fact, one of my regular customers that used to come in was the man that talked me into going to Texas.
Really?
Yeah, he was a plumber down here when he was working here, and he come and buy some plumbing supplies with us. And when he found out I was looking for a job again after I left People Drugstore and all, he came down and told me he knew I could get a job in Texas, so he had me go over there and apply, and sure enough, I got it.
That's good.
Yeah. Because he'd already moved a year or two before.
Were they mostly local people like your regular customers?
I think
or?
most of them would have been local people. Like I said,
he came all the way back from Texas to shop at Moving Cons, or?
No, you know, he was living here at the time, and they moved to Texas
a little while after.
A little while after, probably in between the time that he would shop here at Moving Cons and the time that I went to Virginia for my training and all, and came back. He probably had moved on from then.
I gotcha. Do you remember your favorite customer or your most difficult customer?
I don't remember any. I don't remember having any difficult customers. To tell you the truth, no. They were all people we knew, you know,
in the small town of Rain.
A small town of Rain, and like I said, people had maybe one car, and hubby had to go to work in the car, so the wife would shop in town, you know, and they did all their shopping locally. I would think mostly back then they did most of their shopping locally. That was a.
Did y'all ever get people?
Did I what?
Get people from like Lafayette and stuff like that?
I guess they did. I don't know. I'm sure when they had big sales and such, they probably did. Because they used to run some good sales at times. And they had their anniversary sales and such as that.
Was there ever cases of shoplifting that you remember?
We never. No, I don't remember having a problem with that back then, though. We did follow our customers around, so
what they gonna do?
Didn't have much chance. And that's more than likely why we had to follow them around, but make sure, you know. And it was customer service back then. It was one-on-one service, you know, and they expected you to follow them, you know.
To show you where everything
them,
was and make choices and
stuff. You want to see such and such a thing, you take them, show them. Now you go to Walmart, where is such and so? Oh, aisle so and so, you know. But
or they tell you they don't know.
No, they don't know.
Oh no, okay. Did y'all ever have to make special orders for people? Like certain people want certain things?
I don't recall. I don't recall having any special orders.
Was there any hurricanes or emergencies that you remember?
No, no, not. See, Hurricane Audrey came in before. That was the biggest. The first time I can really remember a hurricane that well was Hurricane Audrey, and that was in *57. So that was before I even went to work there. And
do you remember what it did to the town of Rain? Or?
I don't recall. We were still living out in the country back then, so. Matter of fact, we were living out in the country when I got married in '61. I don't recall ever if there was any destruction or whatever here. Now, it didn't hit us that hard in this area, mostly wind and rain, and it was more to the west of us where Cameron and Lake Charles was hit real bad.
Oh yeah, they're always.
Yeah, Cameron lost a lot of lives. People there lost a lot of lives. I don't know if you ever read up on Audrey, but it was a bad time. But I was a junior in high school then, or well, let's see, it was the summer, so I was in between junior and senior year.
How have you seen like Rain and the store and just this area in general change and adapt? Like what's some of the social or not just the physical changes but the social changes?
Oh, let's see. Think about that. Well, one thing, the big box stores come in, and of course that probably closed these places like where we gone down. They just couldn't compete with
Stuff like Walmart.
and Walmart wasn't
chains.
as big as it is now, and it was hurting them back. They had one in Crowley, and not the one that's there now, but it was down on Parkinson. They had a Walmart down in there, a smaller store, but that probably hurt a lot of the businesses. The changes I've seen is that like the murals and such as that, the culture seems to be more towards